Hello, my name is Barbara, and I'm a longtime volunteer with the San Diego River Park Foundation. Today I'm going to be reading two stories, and they both talk about what happens and lives below the ground, which we don't often see, as well as above ground. And this concept reminds me somewhat of our own San Diego River, which we refer to sometimes as the upside down river. Because at times of the year and in certain sections, we don't even see water in the river. All we see are green trees above ground because their roots are in the water underground in what's known as an aquifer. So the first book I'm going to be reading is called A Seed is Sleepy. And you're going to learn about all different types of seeds, some interesting facts, things you knew, things you didn't know. And seeds are where life for plants begins. And the second book I'm going to read is a very precious book to me personally. It's the book that I grew up with as a child in Austria. And it's written in my native language, German. I'm going to read it in German, but along the way I will tell you what the story is about, and you'll even learn a few words in German. And it is called Etwas von den Wurzelkindern. And as you can see, you're going to learn about what's happening for the root children as they prepare to come out of hibernation onto the land and then enjoy the summer and fall before they go back underground in the winter. All right, then let's get started. Hello, it's Barbara, and I'm going to be reading you one of my favorite childhood stories. It comes from Austria and written in my native language, German. So I will read it in German, but I will tell you some words along the way and give you the general idea of what I'm saying. The title of the book is Etwas von den Wurzelkindern. Kinder you may recognize as in kindergarten. So children, Wurzel is root. So it's a story about the beings, the children that live underground and what happens when they come up onto the fields and the meadows and into the woods when it's spring and summer. wacht auf, ihr Kinderlein, es wird nun wohl bald Frühling sein. Da reckt und streckt die kleine Schar und fährt sich durch das wirre Haar. Okay, well, we have Mother Nature, Mother Earth, waking up the little root children who've been sleeping through the winter. It's too cold and snowy in a place where there are seasons. And they're waking up and running their fingers through their hair, Haar. Schnell machen alle sich bereit und nähen sich selbst ihr Frühlingskleid. Mit Nadel, Schere, Finger, Hut geht ihre Arbeit schon ganz gut. Well, these root children here are donning their spring dresses, so they have a little bit of sewing to do, and they're busy at work using scissors or shears. In German, the word is Schere, and a thimble, and in German, the word is Fingerhut or finger hat. And there's a flower called digitalis, which is in German called Fingerhut. Nun kommt ein jedes Wurzelkind und bringt sein Kleidchen ganz geschwind hinein zur guten Mutter Erde, damit's von ihr gemustert werde. And once they're done sewing their spring dresses, they bring the dress to Mutter Erde, Mutter, Mother, Erde, Earth. And she gets to help them put the final touches. And meanwhile, the bugs are waking up as well. Die Wurzeljungen unterdessen haben auch nicht ihr Amt vergessen. Mit Pinsel, Bürste, Farbentopf gehen sie den Käfern an den Schopf. So here we have a different group of root children that are helping the bugs get ready, who've also been underground, and they're ready to go out into the world as well. Bugs, Käfer. These particular ones are Maikäfer, because they generally come out in May in areas where you have 4 distinct seasons. Und als der Frühling kommt ins Land, da ziehen gleich einen bunten Band die Käfer, Blumen, Gräser klein, frohlockend in die Welt hinein. So here we have a Frühling, spring, and all the root children who have now become the flowers, Blumen, like blooms, Blumen, flowers, making their way up. Gräser, grasses, Käfer, bugs. Im Walde unterm dichten Grün sieht man alsbald Maiglöckchen blühen. Ein lust'ger Schelm die Schneck erschreckt, das Veilchen sich am Baum versteckt. So some plants and animals prefer to be in a moister, shadier place, like the woods. So here we have, amongst others, the snail, Schnecke, and violets, Veilchen. Es spielen hier den ganzen Tag Vergissmeinnicht am klaren Bach. Wie eine kleine Königin lässt's Mummelkind umher sich ziehen. And other plants and animals like to be more in a sunny area, preferably near water, like a river or a lake. In this case, they are at a little creek or a bach. And we can see amongst other animals, dragonflies and some water bugs and some forget-me-nots, Vergissmeinnicht. Auf grüner Wies am Felsenrand, die Blümlein tanzen Hand in Hand. Gräslein und Käfer freuen sich sehr. Ach, wenn's doch immer Sommer wär. You may have heard me say Sommer, summer. That's the favorite season for all these flowers and bugs. As a matter of fact, they're having so much fun. They're holding hands, Hand in Hand. And they are just so happy. They wish summer would never end. Da kommt der Herbst mit Sturm und Wind, treibt sie zur Mutter heim geschwind. Geh nun zu Bett, du kleine Schar, und schlaf dich aus bis nächstes Jahr. Well, I guess it's the fall wind blowing the dandelion seeds and the leaves off of the trees and all the flowers and grasses and bugs. Die Blumen, die Gräser, die Käfer are coming back to go back underground to Mutter Erde, Mother Earth. And she says to them, go to bed, you little ones, and take a rest till next year when you have spring again and go out into the world. The end, das Ende. Perhaps you have a favorite place where you like to go to be quiet, where it might be a little dark, a little less activity. Take a rest so that you're all rested for your next activity outdoors. Thank you for listening. A seed is sleepy, by Dianna Aston and Sylvia Long. We're going to learn about all types of seeds, textures, colors, how they behave, and what they need to grow into plants. A seed is sleepy. It lies there tucked into inside its flower, on its cone, or beneath the soil, snug and still. Here it is in the soil. Maybe you've tried sunflower seeds. A seed is secretive. It does not reveal itself too quickly. Most seeds sleep through a season or two, waiting for the warmer temperatures of spring. But some take their time. 10 years might pass before the bright red-orange seed of the Texas mountain laurel shows its purple blooms. A seed is fruitful. 90% of plants on earth are flowering plants. Flowering plants produce fruits of all shapes and textures that keep the seeds cozy until they have found the right place to grow. Lots of fruits that we eat, such as blueberries, and a favorite of mine, the papaya, strawberries, examples of fruits with seeds. A seed is naked. Yes, naked. Scientists call gymnosperms, seeds that aren't clothed in fruits, naked seeds. Most naked seeds hide themselves on the scales of cones until they're ready to make a dash for the ground. Who would guess that a seed as small as as small as a freckle would grow into the world's tallest tree? Only 10% of redwood trees begin as seeds, though. Most redwood trees spring from existing trees. There's the size of a person and the tallest tree. Seeds come in many sizes. The orchid seed is the smallest of all. There might be 1 million seeds in one pod. The seed of the coco de mer palm is the largest. It can weigh up to 60 pounds. A seed is adventurous. It must strike out on its own in search of a less crowded place to put down its root, like the maple seeds. A parachute of fine, silky hairs can take a dandelion seed 100 miles from its parent plant. And then here's the milkweed seed, which we have in San Diego. It's the food source for the monarch butterfly. They also get blown by the wind. There are some seeds that float on ocean currents from one shore to another. They have enough air inside to help them float, and their thick protective shells keep out seawater, like the hamburger bean or monkey's comb. What interesting seeds. A seed is inventive. To find a spot to grow, a seed might leap from its pod, as in the violet, or cling to a shoestring, or tumble through a bear's belly and come out in the bear's scat. A seed hopes to land where there is plenty of sunlight, soil, and water. A seed is generous. It gives the baby plant or embryo a seed coat to keep it warm. The embryo's first meal comes from its seed leaves, or cotyledons. Here we have some cotyledons. There's the first leaf, first leaf, first leaf. Seeds with one seed leaf, like corn, are called monocots. Seeds with two seed leaves, like beans, are called dicots. Some seeds are ancient. Not all seeds are eager to germinate. Some have lain dormant or slept undisturbed for more than 1,000 years. The oldest known seed to sprout came from an extinct date palm tree. After it was unearthed from a long ago king's mountaintop palace in Israel, a scientist planted it. 4 weeks later, it sprouted. A seed is thirsty and hungry. Once a seed has shed its coat, it drinks in the rain, the dew, and yesterday's icicles. It feasts on minerals in the soil. Part of the seed, the root, feels the tug of gravity and digs down deep into the ground. You don't see the roots. Another part of the seed, the shoot, is sensitive to light, so it reaches for the sun. So you have the root and the shoot. A seed is clever. It knows to seek the sunlight, to push itself up, up, and up through the soil, but it must wait a while before that happens. Well, plants make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Inside plant leaves are cells containing chemicals that absorb sunlight. Light gives them, from the sun, gives them the energy they need to turn water from the rain and carbon dioxide, which is a gas in the air that we exhale, into food. And we're back to our friends, the sunflower seeds. A seed is sleepy, but only until it has found a place in the sun and it has had its breakfast and a drink of water. Then a seed is awake. The end. Well, thank you for listening to the story about seeds. And perhaps when you go for your neighborhood walk or play in your garden or park, or even go in the kitchen, you'll find some seeds that are familiar or that you've never seen before. So have fun exploring and enjoy being outside.